Boom, here we go, battlerap.com. We are in the building, outside of the building. Is this a building? It's like a warehouse.
It's a warehouse.
Yeah. So it's Back to Basics 4. It's the warm-up card. We're in Los Angeles. It is March, April.
This is April 14th.
Thank you. Things just, they fly so quickly. And first of all, introduce yourself.
Psycoses, a.k.a. Antonio Benteras, a.k.a. the Battle Rap Honey Badger in the flesh.
Are those new ones you're trying out?
Yeah, kind of.
Antonio Benteras?
Yeah, I get that. I got that nickname back when I can't even lie to you. I just kind of made that shit up.
And my name's Chris. So we're here. You don't have a battle this weekend, but I figured you're famous now. We should probably talk about stuff. Got to get the interview. Yeah. So I guess the most recent thing that has happened in your battle rap career is that you versus Gjonaj has dropped. What has been the feedback on that battle?
A lot of people were debating it back and forth for different reasons. I saw some really stupid reasons too out there.
Like what?
Like for example, people thought he lost because of his voice. I'm like, that has absolutely nothing to do with anything. Then people were like, oh, I thought I thought Psycoses lost because of his outfit. I'm like, that once again has nothing to fucking do with anything. But
except that we should mention that your outfit was the Waldo outfit for like 2.5 rounds.
But does that dictate anything?
I stopped listening to what you were saying and taking you seriously as soon as it was like there was the impact of, okay, he's Waldo, and then for 2.5 more rounds, it's like he's still Waldo.
It was him having to face his mistakes. It was him having, the Waldo outfit was a metaphor for you are facing your mistakes now.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just made that up too.
Sure. It's off the top, noggin chopping. And now. Often, in fact, always, when a battle drops, you're going to hear positive reinforcement. You're going to hear negativity, some of it warranted and some of it not.
Yeah.
What takeaways in terms of the negative criticism that you saw have you incorporated into potentially like changing or learning or improving?
My performance, for sure, and the way my charisma on stage. You know what I mean? That and. I didn't really notice it until, I watched the Gjonaj battle back, and then I watched Gjonaj, then I watched Remedy, then I watched JC. All my battles, my last, 4 or 5 battles back, and I started to notice certain patterns. And I'm like, okay, that's what they're talking about.
Multisyllabics?
You know what I mean? Well, no, I don't give a shit. I love doing multisyllabics. No. It's more the speed, because I am actually saying shit. There is actual substance there. If you look at my shit bar for bar and you see the wordplay in it or the punches in it, then you can see it. But the problem is I do actually say it a little too fast, I would say at times. And I don't let the punches sink in to the crowd the way I should. And I agree with those comments. Because I didn't realize it till it took a lot of reflecting. You know what I mean? In order for me to see it. But now that I see it, they're only helping me become better. That's why I don't ever take it seriously. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever.
You mentioned if people look at it bar for bar, we actually have the lyrics to that battle on battlerap.com in the lyrics section. Check that out. You haven't read them all?
I read the first round. I'm like, they got the first round right.
Close enough.
I was like, fuck it.
I mean, our guy Skip does a magnificent job, and people find little wordplay things that he didn't catch the first time or whatever. But in terms of getting 99.9% of it right, I'm very happy with what he does. And it's also interesting that you say that the often speed is seen as technical ability, but what sounded like what you were saying is that it's actually working against you.
Because people put it off as filler. They go off and they say, well, it's filler because I didn't want to take the time to actually pay attention and look into the detail. You guys have it written online. They could see that it's, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not just saying shit for the sake of saying shit. In terms of, sometimes I will say this, in terms of wanting to paint a picture, I'll paint the picture, I'll paint the picture for him and then I'll lead the punch after that. I will say that if you want to call that filler, then you can call that part filler. But I do that every now and again, but that's only to add impact to the punch. It's not so, you know what I mean? It has nothing to do with me just trying to, okay, you know what? I'm running out of time here. Let me just jot down some shit. Right. It's not like that.
What is your definition of what filler is?
Something that's not direct whatsoever towards your opponent and has no substance to it. Just has absolutely you're just rapping just to rap. You know what I mean? Like you're like mixtape verses and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like you don't come into battle rap with like mixtape verses. That's not how it works here. You know what I mean? Especially with the fans being so critical of structure and everything. So I would say that anything that's like non-direct towards your opponent, as well as having no real substance in it.
Right. That's how I define it too, because it's like content that serves no purpose beyond filling time or
just kind of just to get your round over. You got 30 seconds. All right, let's go. You know what I mean? Keep rapping.
But it's funny because I found that with some of the criticism leveled against you, and then also B. Dot versus Danny Myers, a lot of people were accusing B. Dot of using a lot of filler, and again, that's another battle that we just published the lyrics for. And in watching it really carefully, it felt to me like there's this kind of like people aren't quite getting what filler is, and they're thinking like, oh well, if it doesn't end in a punch, if isn't a punch on the second and the fourth bar or every bar, then like, oh, it's got to be filler. But it's like, no, like sometimes you don't have to have punch. You can like have a setup. You can craft around that leads to, you know, a haymaker or whatever.
If that setup, like for example, if it's direct and you're speaking about something that a mistake they did, or something about their character, or you know what I mean, or something to lead up to the punch, but it's not so much filler. It's something that connects it and paints the picture perfectly for you. That is not filler. You know what I mean? So,
well, part of a higher purpose. What else can we talk about? This event, there's going to be Back to Basics 5 and 6. They're already talking about those behind the scenes. Are we going to be seeing you in this kind of venue anytime soon?
I don't know about anytime soon, but I mean, I would definitely like to, you know, come back to LA because, you know, it's my home city. You know what I mean? And I would definitely like to do at least one more battle for LA before I eventually do kind of, you know, take a step back and do what I got to do. You know what I mean? Whenever the time does come.
What do you got to do?
Well, either live regular life or try to stay involved, maybe become staff or something.
You could be the bouncer.
I could do that. I could work. I could do the J Pro thing. I'll work my way from the bottom. I'll just sell tickets at the door for years, and then one day I'll rent out the bunker on my own. Yeah.
I think you could probably muscle J Pro out pretty quickly too.
All right, look, he's gotten a little bit bigger. I see him over there. He's been drinking his protein and all that.
And are you? I mean, you're like a big dude. I don't know. Is that like? Are you a fighter? Are you train? Do you train? What do you do?
I don't want to give my resume out.
Okay. Because it'll fuck you up, guys. What else? And then what is your take on kind of like the current like landscape of battle rap? It feels to me, at least, I'll just kind of open the door a little bit here, that King of the Dot and Don't Flop and URL are the three kind of major North American leagues, male leagues, and they're all kind of like diverging, doing their own thing with their own roster and their own stuff. Yeah. There's a lot less kind of crossover that we're seeing lately.
There's a divide. I was actually going to say that there is a little bit of a divide as of lately, and a lot of the fans have been fueling it. And, you know, if you look at the staff, like Organic has never said a bad thing about, you know, URL or, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, it's annoying. It's just really like, at least as far as I've heard, I don't know if there's been any updates on that.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure he said something somewhere, and someone will let us know in the comments.
Is, like, I mean, well, is pretty open about, you know, he's pretty outspoken about how he's just don't flop all fucking day and all that. But I don't know. I feel like there needs to be a little more unity in this, because if we're all going to try to make money in the end and we're all going to try to grow, then we have to work together. Whether we like each other or not, we have to work together. It's just like any other work environment. You have your coworkers that you fucking hate, but you got to get the fucking job done for the better good of everyone, for the better good. So it's just what it is.
Fair. And then I'm going to throw three battles at you. I want you to tell me who won them, or if you even watched them, who did win them. And then we'll also do some predictions for upcoming ones. So the three major battles that have dropped, I think, this year, seen as kind of like the three battles of the year, starting with first one that I imagine you were in the ring for, Disaster versus Iron Solomon. Who won that battle?
That was fucking incredible. And I hate to do this because I never do this, but 2-1 really either way. No, but I really hate to do that because I don't ever do that. Fuck. If I had to choose, yeah, I'm just going to say 2-1 either way. I don't even want to try to call it.
It's a cop-out, ladies and gentlemen. And, well, that's fine, whatever. And then
I will say this: that was the most intense battle I've seen in person ever, and on both sides. And you got to understand, this is Iron Solomon's one of the first battlers I saw. You know, first I saw Idea, but he was the first battle rapper I ever saw on camera, obviously. Iron Solomon and Murder Mook were the Idea, Murder Mook, and Iron Solomon were the first 3 that I ever watched. Thesaurus came shortly after that, and then it's so on and so forth. Disaster I came on to probably about 2007, 2008. Now I was still in high school. You know what I mean? So for me to like see 2 legends that I've been watching since high school, and I was in the ring for it. It was that for me. It was unreal. It was unreal, and for them to come at full potential was just insane. Yeah. So like I said, it's now that you see it a little bit from my perspective, it's 2-1 either way for me. Like you're putting like me against 2 people that I've looked up to for so long. You know what I mean? I don't even know what the fuck to do.
Right. It doesn't even matter who won that battle, really, when it comes down to it. And then the next battle I want you to talk about, if you've seen it, Rum Nitty versus Av was another, like, kind of seen as the URL.
Really putting the fucking pressure on
Sure, yeah.
Rum Nitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I called Rum Nitty on that. I'm not gonna. I did. Av had that fucking that really clever as fuck, dude. It was one of the in the first round, the 1 cent to face the right or whatever the fuck. I was like, how did I not think of that?
What did he say?
You don't want to be the 1 cent facing the right or something like that. It was like, that's Lincoln on the penny, and I was just like, what the fuck? How many times have I looked at a penny and never thought that? You know what I mean? It's just one of those lines. Yeah. But Rum Nitty obviously is just so. He's actually my favorite pen in battle rap. A lot of people don't know that. Rum Nitty is my favorite battler.
Why?
Well, not favorite battler, but favorite writer in battle rap. I just think he's just extremely clever. He's too clever. Like, he says things that I'm just like, how did I not think of that? The simple, when he said, I forgot who he said this to, but he's like, but this skin is top like the old PS. You know what I mean? Like, I had a PlayStation as a kid. You know what I mean? It killed me not to get that.
He's another guy whose lyrics we've really, like, broken down on the site in that lyric section. And I find that it's like there are these trends in wordplay, and it's like right now we're in the like ratchet trend where a ratchet's a woman and a gun, and like the rounds where a round's and a gun and a rounds could be anything that's round and all that stuff. It's the top of a sewer, it's a UF, it's whatever. But it's like I find his stuff is kind of like it's always pushing the next level of creativity. It's things that are, yeah, exactly. And then the third one that people are calling the battle of the year so far is B-Dot versus Danny Myers. Have you had a chance to watch that?
Seen it yet. Have not seen
Great
it
battle.
So, I don't know, but Danny Myers, obviously, like, he's one of my favorites. B-Dot, it's like, he's a great rapper. You know what I mean? I think they put a battler against a rapper in that battle, so it's going to be really weird for me to watch that. Because, I don't know, I come from both sides. I rap too. I actually started rapping before battling. A lot of people do it the opposite. So for me, it's kind of like what am I going to pick? This side of myself or that side of myself? You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens.
Cool. It's a great battle. I love that battle. So we could talk all day. Anybody you want to call out?
I call out you, man.
You don't want this. You don't want this.
You've been breaking down my structure and telling me it's filler for long.
No, I have not.
The best filler in battle rap. Tell Arsenal, watch out.
Arsenal could like wrap the phone book and be like, yeah, talk that shit, Arsenal.
Sound hard as fuck.
Right. That's why he's checking his phone. He's literally wrapping the phone
The
book.
nutritional facts on the back of a cereal box, and it would sound like, oh shit, oh fuck, you know what I mean?
Take that, Mr. Quaker Oats.
Shot by Captain Crunch right now. Captain Crunched. Someone probably said that somewhere.
Oh yeah, guaranteed. We'll end it there. Psycoses, battle rap, Chris.
Battle rap, honey badger in the flesh.
Bow.